We all think we know the story of Death Note, right? You've got the twisted justice, the clash of geniuses, and, of course, that little black book that makes you a god. But what if that story just never happened? Today, we're exploring a world where that first fateful page was never even turned. I mean, just think about it for a second. One tiny moment. Maybe Light glances the other way, maybe he's just lost in thought about an upcoming test, and that one single event, the most pivotal moment in that whole universe, just poof, it's gone. That's the rabbit hole we're diving into. All right, so let's get into it. Our whole story kicks off right here, at this precise instant where reality basically splits in two, and it all hinges on one choice, made by one very, very bored high school genius. So check this out. This is the fork in the road. On one side, you've got the story we all know. Light's curiosity gets the better of him, he grabs the notebook, and bam, the world changes forever. But on the other side, in our new timeline, he sees it and just keeps walking. Who knows why? Maybe he thinks it's some dumb prank. The point is, he ignores it. And that book just sits there, untouched, and the entire world, without even knowing it, just dodged a massive bullet. So let's talk about the fallout from that. What does a world without Kira even look like? Because the ripples from that one tiny non-decision, man, they're staggering. It creates a reality that feels familiar but is also completely fundamentally different. So first things first, Light Yagami himself. Without the Death Note to twist his mind, his path is, well, it's pretty straightforward. He probably does exactly what everyone expected him to. He follows in his dad's footsteps, crushes at school, and channels that massive intellect of his into becoming a detective. And honestly, he'd probably be one of the best Japan has ever seen. A beacon of justice, not a god of death. And on a bigger scale, the world just keeps ticking along like normal. There's no sudden, inexplicable plunge in global crime. No media frenzy over some supernatural killer named Kira. And, maybe most importantly, because there is no Kira, the world's greatest detective, the one and only L, never even gets the call. And this is where you start to really feel the difference. All those incredible mind games, they're just gone. That intense psychological cat and mouse game, the constant paranoia, the brilliant deductions, none of it exists. The chessboard for that high-stakes match is never even set up. And then the whole spectacle of it all just vanishes. That worldwide chase, the secret international task force, the public living in a mix of fear and awe, it's all gone. The planet just keeps on spinning, completely unaware of the phantom menace it never had to face. And this might be the most profound change of all. The legendary confrontation between Light and L, that epic intellectual war between two of the most brilliant minds ever written, it's erased from the timeline. It's a silent tragedy, really. The greatest rivalry of an era, snuffed out before the opponents could even learn each other's names. But out of that void, something totally fascinating starts to emerge. A possibility that turns the entire story right on its head. And here's the crazy twist. Light's now a rising star in the Japanese police force. L is still the world's go-to guy for impossible cases. Their paths are pretty much destined to cross, but not as enemies, as allies. Just let that sink in for a moment. Instead of a battle to the death, we get a partnership. Can you even imagine the cold cases they could solve, the criminal empires they could bring down, the sheer amount of good they could do? Together, they would be an absolutely unstoppable force. But this whole alternate path leads us to the biggest question of all. It's not about what Light would do, it's about who Light truly is. And this is the ultimate question, isn't it? Was that God complex always there, just lurking under the surface, waiting for a spark? Or was the Death Note itself the poison that created Kira? As a celebrated detective, would he have stayed a hero? Or would his ambition have just found another, more subtle way to impose his will on the world? It's that classic question of nature versus nurture. And that's what it all comes down to. The choice to bend down, to satisfy a flicker of curiosity, a single tiny action that split reality in two, creating a hero in one world and a monster in another. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What small moments have defined you?